Aloha.
Shout out Pearl Harbor, by the way.
Hello and welcome. We're back from theballlifestyle.com. It's the Ball Lifestyle Podcast. I almost said it like I was from Chicago. Podcast. My name is Brian Beckner. Thank you very much for joining. Episode number 561 of the show. Love that you reached out. Hey, a new bonus bride dropped this week. Some very interesting breaking news happening. If you're a subscriber to our bonus content, you have that in your wherever you get podcasts. It's available to you right now. So check out the new episode of Bonus Bride. If you're not a subscriber, click the link in the show notes. It's $5 a month and you get the bonus content. We do extra stuff here every week. Blah, blah, blah. Also, you can email us and stuff. I don't know. I'm not telling you again. It's there's no emails or voicemails this week. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to get a break. But also, I would like to hear from you. So if you want to do that, you can. I am joined now, as always, by Mr. Ed Daly. Ed, how the fuck are you?
Doing well. I just read while I was waiting for the show to start that Major League Baseball fired an umpire for some sort of for shared betting accounts with like some guy who's a professional gambler or whatever, but they didn't find any like weird performance. But the thing that jumped out to me is they go, Pat Hoberg was known as the best balls and strikes caller in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
There should be 100% correct balls and strikes.
Right. It should be.
When we watch the games these days, we see the technology where there's a clear strike zone.
Yeah. And
we're still just wondering. Oh, he tends to call a lot of like low strikes.
Gives him the low strike. He's a low strikes guy.
There's a fucking strike, or there's a ball. There's not. Oh, he has a wide zone. No. There's a strike zone, or there's not a strike zone.
Do the machine.
Fuck outta here.
Do the machine. Like we have a pitch clock now, which I was against, and I still don't. The games are faster, whatever. I still don't love it, but you don't notice it happening, which is fine. You're not going to notice the fucking machine. You still have the fat guy standing there pretending to be important, right. Like, it's fine.
I don't advocate for people losing their jobs.
No.
So if you have just like let an extra ump be somewhere else.
Yes. Have him out there.
I don't need to fire him, but like the balls and strikes, it's a very yes or no thing.
It is. It's either in the box or it's not, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's either it touches the line or it doesn't. Just like tennis. Tennis fucking knows in or out. Not a problem. Not an issue.
It took like 25 years of McEnroe being like, yeah, that was out.
Yes.
Until they're like, all right, we'll make technology so then we don't have to argue with McEnroe.
Yeah, they would come out and like if they were on clay at Roland Garros, they'd come out and check the mark. He'd be like, hold on, right here. Come look at the mark. Now they got a fucking computer that does it, computers, buddy.
And I remember one time, Jimmy Connors was like, yeah, we argued that. I was like, no. Everyone hated your guts.
Yeah.
McEnroe, they liked him.
I know.
He just was combative with the umps, but Jimmy Connors, everyone hated his guts.
Had that bowl cut.
Yeah, he was the worst.
Yeah, UCLA Bruin, Jimmy Connors.
Although he did get Chris Everett.
Oh, he did?
In her, I think he did in her prime.
Oh, wow. I think I do remember that. They dated. She was a real piece. You know who I saw recently on a...
Same with Greg Norman, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, they dated for a long time, and then they got married, and they were divorced within like a couple of months. I just think he had too much cock for her. Like, he was too hot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, when you're dating and you're not in the same city all the time, you're fucking probably quarterly, and it's fine. That big old dick of his is you can handle it.
You have a few months off to rest up.
Yeah, but then when the great white shark shows up every single day, and look, he's Australian, so
Sharks got to eat.
yeah, he's mostly animal. Like everybody knows that he's Australian. He's feral. He's from the outback, whatever. He needs to fuck a lot, and he's got that big ass dick. And Chris Everett's like, I'm good. Been there. You know who I saw recently on an Instagram story reel?
Okay.
At like a pickleball thing, because they all do pickleball now.
Yeah.
Was the great Czechoslovakian former number 1 player, Grand Slam, many times,
Lendl?
Ivan Lendl, and it should be more like eating lentils because he is so fat, dude, and he's got to be he's like in his 60s, like
he's probably like early 60s, maybe.
Yeah, my man. He has been having, I don't know what
carbo loading.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of pastries they have in Czechoslovakia. What I'm saying is he was doing better under communism in Czechoslovakia because there just wasn't
wait on those. You had to wait on those bread lines.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe
who is also going to be waiting on bread lines? Americans.
Yeah, pretty soon. But you know what would be better for Ivan Lendl is to stay out of the bread line. Like he just maybe you do toilet paper this week, and you know
take a week off of the bread.
Yeah, get some of the pickled fish. I heard the herring is very good this week. You stay out of the bread line, Ivan Lendl.
Exactly.
Ed, are you fired up about Luka Doncic? Current true Laker, Luka Doncic, pretty nice.
It's cool. Right? It's cool because many reasons. One, if you're going to make a big trade, what you want to do is only offer it to one person and not let the market react. Also, he was already my least favorite guy in basketball because he's the biggest whiny bitch. He complains nonstop that he's generational offensive talent, the worst defender, and he just goes like this every time something doesn't go. Whoa! Like just complains, yells at teammates. He's the worst dude ever. But you're not supposed to trade him for anything less than 1 million picks and everything. You're not supposed to trade him.
It's crazy. Now
you're not.
Now he's on a team with because I don't watch basketball, but I know like Luka Doncic. He's a LeBron-ish type player, big, can do it all. Now, but now he's also a complainer like LeBron James. Now they're on the same team. And both of them don't play defense. I predicted on Bonus Pry that while the Lakers got the better player, they obviously, whoever gets the better player wins the trade. In the short run, this will be better for Dallas because they got a guy that plays defense and is gonna pair well with Kyrie.
Yeah.
But also, I think, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I was getting a tattoo recently, and my tattoo artist Mark was like, what do you think about the NBA? And I go, well, I mean, I haven't watched a game in 5 years, so I don't know anything about it. And I'm like, but I heard Oklahoma is like the good team. And he's like, yeah,
they're awesome.
Yeah. And I go, and me and you talked about this. And I go, and Houston. And he's like, yeah, Houston. And he goes, you know who else is good? Cleveland. And I'm like, Cleveland. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, that's terrible news to Adam Silver. He's got to be like, oh no, we can't. We're going to have an Oklahoma-Cleveland final? He's like, let's get the good players to the fucking places where people want to watch the teams.
Yeah.
He called in a code red. He said, hey, let's get Luka Doncic over here to the Lakers. Stat.
It feels, I'm not a conspiracy theorist,
no.
But like, what could possibly be going on that you have a generational talent and you're like, I'm just going to offer him to one team and get significantly less.
Right.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. In the most fixed league in the world. Like it's one wonders. Okay. One more thing before we get to it. What the fuck is going on with Kanye West's wife? Have you come on.
This feels like a slave situation
or is she a replica?
You just
is she an actual person? Is this a sex robot?
I could see sex robot, but otherwise, I get being proud of your body, and you should be proud of your body. But if this doesn't seem like a choice a woman wants, women want to be show a lot, but not. He's like, just put on one of those clear raincoats and just be naked.
Show him your pussy. Get your pussy out.
That's a bizarre move, and also he's to the point where he's not even invited to these events.
I know, it's sad. It's sad.
Like it's sad showing up at parties you're not invited to.
Also, it's like a losery event. Like it's a lame event.
We've got a story about the biggest loser at the losery event later. But
now, but also like I've looked up her Wikipedia, Bianca Censori, because we've talked about it. Remember, he wanted to fuck her mom too, or something, or her mom wanted.
Yeah, or somebody watch something about watching.
Who is this? So Bianca Censori, happy birthday, Bianca. Born January 5th, 1995. Ed, she's 30. She just turned 30.
Yeah. She just turned 30 earlier this year.
Yeah, is an Australian, and now this is where it gets sus, because look when they make these robot people, they show up with the backstory, Ed, and I've already got issues right here. Australian architect.
Oh, so do you think this is like an American Girl doll? Like they have a backstory?
Yes.
It's just attached?
Yeah. Like my daughter had one called Leilani, who had a Hawaiian backstory. Yes, an American Girl doll. This is Bianca Censori is like and they give them jobs like that too. You know, we're like architect. Come on, this chick's an architect. Like this takes a lot of school. You got to be pretty smart to be an architect. Like maybe she is. I don't know. She's known for her relationship. Oh, who she wed in 2022. So we know she's Australian. Bianca Censori, born in Melbourne, where Ed's been, one of 3 daughters born to Alexandra and Elia Leo Censori. Her paternal grandparents, so she's Italian. Carey Baptist Grammar School, University
like Mike
of Melbourne.
Tirico.
Yeah, yes, much like Mike Tirico. Now, hold on. So if she's an Australian architect, is that like all the cab drivers in Manhattan that are Romanian engineers? Like, is that like similar?
Maybe.
Yeah, like
No.
in my country, I am architect.
I haven't seen too many Romanian, but I do see other countries.
I know, understandable. She was a student of architecture.
Big difference.
Yes, at DP Toscano Architects, based in Collingwood, Victoria.
DP, is that double penetration?
I wasn't going to say that. Yeah, she's an architecture of DPs. Very confusing. Yeah. She's head of architecture at Yeezy. So wait, she's just calling herself an architecture. Like
head of architecture at Yeezy. Doesn't he make ugly
buildings.
Sneakers?
Yes, he does.
Like what is she? Look, I hope she's fulfilling her dreams to put down. I shouldn't put down anyone.
Yeah.
But I wonder what the infrastructure is at Yeezy Inc.
I know. Well,
I look.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for her. Good for she. Look, I'm not wearing a clear dress because I don't want you to see me completely naked. She looks great.
You could see her pussy.
It just felt to me. It felt like either A, like you said, it's like a sex robot, or B, this is like a very uncomfortable master-slave situation, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, I can't imagine a woman just wants to be like, hey, let's show up uninvited at the Grammys and I'm naked.
Yeah, what a body. Now, look, there is historical precedence for this, because remember when Rose McGowan showed up to like the MTV Awards with
almost naked
Brian Warner, Marilyn Manson?
Yeah.
Almost naked. But it wasn't like you weren't looking at her going, oh, that poor girl. You're like, oh, this bitch is owning it. Like
because she wasn't completely naked. She was mostly naked. It J-Lo, when she wore the thing that was like, cut in the way that just covered her. Like, that's her owning that she's in great shape. Just showing up in a clear raincoat that you're naked.
Big
like
it's
just weird. It's weird.
It is weird. Yeah. And look,
she's not a porn star. Like what are you doing?
What are you doing? I agree, but also like what a body. Like
she looks great.
Now do we think, I don't picture her being sexually dynamic. She's just kind of like, we'll just lay it, she looks like a bit of a dead fish because she's got dead eyes. I never heard her talk. Can she talk?
No. I didn't know she was Australian. I've never heard her talk.
No, I knew she was Australian, but I think we Googled her before on the show. Anyway, Bianca.
You know who else is definitely not dynamic?
Tell me. Jay.
Kanye's not.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm sure he's super sad.
He's mentally ill. I picture him having really rank breath. For some reason, I just like
see it. Well, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's that lower jaw that's always open.
Yeah.
So,
air. Yes. Yeah. And
too much air.
He's renting out Mercedes-Benz Stadium to live in, to finish his album. And I just don't feel like he's brushing his teeth that often. That's all. That's, and it's, look, all he's got to do is drop some bangers. Like, if he comes out with an album, everything will be fixed. But I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. Look, Bianca, blink twice. And by blink, I mean with your nipples, and to let me know that if you need help. And I will. We've done it many times before, Ed. I have offered my couch up to people in distress. Please.
Halsey?
Yes, I have Rebecca.
Under a previous administration, I remember you offering your couch.
Well, the person didn't like that, and that's what made it funny. It was a little tense there. Okay.
I indulged you because it seemed funny.
It was funny. Okay. Let's jump in. Let's talk about we got important shit to discuss today, Ed. And of course, as always, we need to talk about people who died.
Oh. Just tell us who is dead now. Who died? Who died? Breaking news. Who died? Just tell us who is dead now. Who died? Who died? It's a sad segment.
Very sad.
And it will not be an update on who's alive. Nope. Let's get a tragic update.
Tragic update.
Cause Ed Daly has been keeping up on who just died. Yep. Cause we're about to hear from Ed on which celebrities are dead. So tell me who died. Who died? Who died?
Ed. Who died?
Got a late breaker today.
Oh, love these.
Longtime Orioles second baseman Rich Dower. He was on the 83 World Series team, and he was 72. And I remember this when the Astros won the World Series. I think he was the first or third base coach. And the night that they celebrated winning the World Series, he fell and hit his head, maybe in his hotel room, and almost died then, and then didn't. But he died now, 72 years old.
Okay, two things that I need to say. First of all, he was nearly.
I know about the Astros World Series you're going to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm going to talk about. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Well, one, it sounds like he was almost a victim of a sagging. Maybe that was somebody's pimp stick, and it's like, maybe. He fell. Yeah. Oh, he just fell. Just found him laying there on the bed. Not a pimp stick. Look. We know that Jean Bonnet caught it with the 6D mag light on the dome because
of her brother.
Yeah, Burke didn't like her stealing his pineapple and milk. I eat pineapple all the time, Ed. Every time I go
with milk,
almost. Oh, hold on. Every time I go to Costco, almost, I buy a pineapple and then I love pineapple. I put it upside down because it supposedly gets juicier that way. I prop it in the corner of my kitchen, put it upside down, and I let it ripen up. Then I cut it up. Sometimes I let it go a little too far and you lose it, because it ends up tasting like urine. You're like, no. So, but you hit it just right. It gets very sweet. Never has it once occurred to me that this would be better in a bowl of milk. What are these people doing?
Were they Mormon? What was it?
It might have been Mormon. Yeah. There was something.
There's something that made them put it in milk.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, she took one of the, oh yeah. Rich Dower was almost the victim of a sagging. But what Rich Dower is a victim of this show because we just discussed him when Travis was here on the Year in Review. You guys were talking cards. You guys were talking cards. Oh, yeah. And I go, oh, yeah, how come I always was getting a Mark Bellinger and Trav's like Rich Dower? And I'm like, who the fuck is Rich Dower? And you're like, oh, yeah, Orioles second baseman. And now he's dead.
We did it.
We did it. We're killing people at least fucking 3 or 4 times a year on this show. That's what we've never mentioned that guy, Ed. We mentioned him
He's
a
the
month
guy
ago, and
for
he's
those immaculate grid people.
Oh,
Spent
no.
10 years with one club.
Oh,
One club.
is that a criteria? Often.
I think spent entire career with one club. Rich
Okay.
Dower.
Oh, nice.
He was a
Oh,
coach for different teams, but he was only an Oriole.
very
Second base.
sad. R.I.P. Rich Dower. Never heard of him
72.
until a month
R.I.P.
ago. Now he's dead today.
R.I.P. Fay Vincent, former Major League Baseball commissioner, 86 years old. He banned Pete Rose, and Pete Rose was expecting to outlive Fay Vincent. Was going to be like, yeah, fuck him, he's dead.
Yeah.
Nope, he didn't.
Didn't know Fay Vincent was still alive. Also, Fay Vincent had to hate Mr. and Mrs. Vincent because they named their son Fay. Fay.
Fay.
Is that short for something? Fay. Because it's basically like Gaylord and Fay. Gay Vincent. Like, this is not. He sounds like a dude that.
His name was Francis Thomas Vincent.
Francis. How do you get? Because Francis turns into Frank. Francis Robert Sinatra, Hoboken's own. Ed.
Frank's a very manly name.
Yes, Frank.
Fay.
Frank's a man. That's a man. Every Friday at work at the machine shop, Ed, I stop in the morning on Fridays and I get dozens of donuts and I bring them to the guys so that they can have donuts. And I've talked about it before. I never have one because they make me feel like I'm going to die. That's not true. About twice a year, I'll have one and I'll immediately regret it. So I never have one, but I go to the donut shop and it's a husband and wife duo at the donut shop. I think you just made your camera worse, by the way. Could you
it's blurry.
Swab it?
Tried.
It's a husband and wife team that own this donut shop, and they, for some reason, they insist on using my name over and over and over again. And the husband knows my name, Brian, and he says it. Hey, Brian, how you doing, Brian? Brian. The wife thinks my name is Frank. And she's like,
I thought she was going to say Fay.
No, Fay. Maybe she's embarrassed to say Fay, so she just calls me, hey, Frank, how you doing, Frank? And I never correct her. And then one time the husband corrected her, and she's like, oh, sorry. And then I was embarrassed for her because I didn't care if she called me Frank. And then immediately the next week, she went back to call me Frank. Every time I'm in there, Frank. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind being a Frank. Like, a Frank is a Frank Fox. A Frank has a big ass dick.
Frank's fuck, for sure.
Yes. He's got a blue collar job. He's a fucking real dude, a Frank, not some pussy like Brian. Rather be a Frank. Who else died, Ed?
R.I.P. Wolfgang Weiner. I don't know if he expanded beyond New York City.
Yeah, I never heard
founder of Wolfgang's Steakhouse, 85 years old. Now, I just got to point out, this is a boss move. He was one of the head waiters at Peter Luger's.
Yeah.
And after long enough time, he's like, you know what? I know all the contacts, like where to get your meat and where everything's done. And they have the most simple menu you could think of. It's just like you order meat, like maybe there's like one chicken option or one fish option.
Who's getting that?
And so he just and it's cash only at Peter Luger's. So this guy was sitting on stacks of cash and he just was like, you know what? I'm going to open a couple, 2-3 restaurants in New York City, and it's called Wolfgang's, and it's kind of like Peter Luger's, not quite as good, but it's still
pretty good.
A little cheaper,
and you don't have to hike it out to Brooklyn.
Yeah, and this dude was a fucking waiter, and he's just like,
Genius.
Yeah. So I gotta respect this dude. 85.
I love this guy, Wolf. I like how his
how about that moniker?
Yeah, Wolfgang's Wiener. I'm Wolfgang's Wiener. Okay, Wolfgang. Don't introduce me to your dick. No, actually, I'm Wolfgang's Wiener. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Anna Beatrix Pereira Alves. She was an OnlyFans model known as Anna Polly. Only 27 years old. How did she die, you might ask?
Was she? Did she catch tuberculosis while feeding the poor in the gutters of Sri Lanka?
It was close.
Yeah.
She plunged to her death from a hotel balcony while filming a threesome.
Now, hold on a second. We've discussed on the show, there was a big case in LA in like the early 2000s. I don't know if this guy was saved by 9/11 like Gary Condit, but there was a guy in LA and he was from Houston and he was on a business trip and he was like some kind of sales douche or insurance probably. And he had like his assistant with him. And they were staying at a hotel in the city of industry.
Okay.
And well, that's where industry happens, the city of industry.
It's the city of industry.
Yeah. And she went tumbling off like the 8th floor balcony, nude. And
Okay.
and he was married, not to her. And he's like, guys, I fucked her to death. Like it was I was fucking her outside.
This isn't a Jim Browning. This was like just
yeah. Well, that's what he said. And then she was very petite. Like she was like 5'1". And look, I'm going to tell you right now from this story, I can tell you with 100% certainty, this did not happen in the United States because
believe it was Brazil. Yeah, believe it was Brazil.
In America, there's height requirements that make it impossible. You got to try to fall off a balcony. You don't just fall off a balcony. You got to climb over it. And so it was very sus. I believe the dude got off, our guy. And look, but now this one, look.
Now, this is the question. Did two guys get off in this situation?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Both guys. Yeah. Well, what do they
do? This is clearly not a spit roast because you're secure in that scenario.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. You're wedged. Could it be a DP gone wrong? Like she's like, hold on, let me get you both in there. Oh, and she goes over over tea kettle.
Just a reflex, just like jumps like a grasshopper.
Now, as someone that's never been involved in a double penetration, I don't like going balls to balls. And look,
I know how I stand. I won't look at an apple bag while doing that.
I'm not saying I'm above it. In the right situation, anything goes, right? But what I'm saying is, it doesn't look very pleasant for anybody.
EP, you're really.
I know you're like
in there.
Slapping 5 the whole time. You know,
it's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's never appealed to me.
Anna Beatrix Pereira Alves. I bet she's pretty attractive.
Like I'm not.
Yes. Tell me.
Eiffel towering. I've done none of this.
Oh, okay.
Eiffel towering is essentially spit roast. You're from other ends. Yeah. DP, when you're right in there, you're in there with the guy. I can't imagine wanting to do that.
You could. There could be helmet to helmet contact.
Of course, there could.
Yards. Yeah.
There's certainly apple bag to apple bag contact in there.
Yeah. Oh, this hotel looks pretty rough too. Or is this a falling off a hotel balcony? The adult entertainment creator was known online as Anna Polly. Filming content with 2 men. Now, did they have to there's no picture. People magazine. What are you doing? Like, there's not even a picture of this chick in here. Let's just do images. She looks very Brazilian. Yeah, she's just like a regular, look, she's just a regular porno chick. Oh, she had the big implants. Big old implants. Yeah, this is very sad. But I mean, these guys have some answering to do. Like what position? First question, what position were you in? Like, why were you fucking on the balcony shooting? Are the cameras set up? The ring lights? Need details on that.
Right. It's
very sad. 27, prime of her career.
R.I.P. the most male figure skater ever. Dick Button, Olympic figure skater, 95 years old. When we were kids, maybe it's just because we can avoid it. When we were kids, I felt like we were fed a little bit of Dick Button commentator.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he did the Winter Olympics, which we've determined happen every 6 weeks. There's always a Winter Olympics going on. You know what? I
like the last one where there was like the Simpsons style nuclear silos in the background.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm into that.
They're like, here's the half pipe, and you're watching, and you're like, I think that's the Simpsons in the background. That's Monty Burns' place.
A power plant. Looking back, she had that stupid haircut. And so you're like, oh yeah, Dorothy Hamill, whatever. You look back, She's very attractive, Dorothy Hamill. Like she could have
I mean,
really.
who's the German lady that went to Playboy?
Yeah, she went to Playboy.
Yeah.
She had a big ass bush when she got into Playboy. You're like,
She did. It was a different time, but she had some assets.
oh yeah, she was hot. Katarina you know what? It was like a carpet match the drape situation because she had those big bushy eyebrows too. So they couldn't trim her up too much or else it wouldn't match. But Playboy in general back in the day would go, with a little more en natural than the more filthy porno mags that I was into, like Faust, of course, the French magazine Club International was great. OUI, Swank. I wouldn't be above.
Oh, you went dirty.
I would get a Swank every now and then. Why not? Like, hey, can I get a look at the Swank? I'd go because there's always that liquor store with the library in it, Ed. You go hit that liquor store library and, see what looks good. Eventually, they got wise to us. They started putting them in bags, and then it's like, oh, you can't even thumb through a nice copy of Swank with a 6-pack of Coors Original, Okay. Very sad. R.I.P. What a name. He had a dick like a button. You had to assume he had a dick like a button, right?
I'm sure it was adorable. This is profoundly sad. There were 67 passengers in a DC plane crash this week, including several from USA Figure Skating, so I thought we should announce that. But
yes.
I wonder
Yeah.
how the narrative would shift depending on different administrations and stuff. Or, Elon Musk had a bone to pick with the FAA because they fined SpaceX $500,000, so he has the FAA. And then the next day,
one day later,
plane crashes. And then a day after that, a small plane crashes. This would be Benghazi 2.0.
It would be. That's true. You're right. Yeah. If it were, things get politicized. But
another thing we don't seem to talk about is there was a military helicopter near an airport doing training missions at night.
Yeah.
Right near, like, what? With one air traffic, like,
why?
Fucking, what are we doing?
That's a good idea.
Just blank check for the military to spend. Yeah.
You could build your own airport and have shit flying. You have an unlimited budget. Like, do it away from civilians. That's all.
Yeah.
Still very sad. But one wonders, like, I bet you the CIA has technology. They have drone technology. They could probably take over. There's people. Well, let's not say the CIA because we know they only do good. Someone with the technology.
Maybe the FBI who wished Martin Luther King a happy MLK Day on Twitter.
Also very good guys.
They always loved MLK.
Yes. Maybe somebody has like a remote and could take over the controls of because look, a seasoned military pilot is aware of his surroundings. He's not just going to fly directly into a jet. But what do I know? I know nothing. Yeah. It's very sad all the way around, and I'm glad you included it in the RIP.
Yeah, for shits and giggles. Come on. I had to point out this is not good. This is not.
It's bad.
Also not good. Another sad story. Eagles fans, they love celebrating by climbing light poles.
What is that?
And then they greased the light poles around town last Super Bowl. Well, they didn't before the NFC Championship game, and Tyler Sabapathy, an 18-year-old Temple student, fell and died.
Very sad.
Why collectively does this fan base decide, like, hey, let's endanger our own lives to celebrate? It's a bizarre thing.
It's insane. Why? Like, I get that it's Philly, it's like,
but like, why do you have to own that as Philly? You can be like, hey, we eat cheesesteaks and we party and stuff. Like, why do we've got to climb light poles and maybe kill ourselves?
No.
It's fucking sad.
It's actually nuts. It's crazy. I'm not into it. I don't like it. R.I.P. Tyler Sabapathy.
Yeah.
University student. Very sad. Let's talk some sports.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hand that makes you think I'm not a man,
It's just my cool rings, you see.
they're as sparkly as can be.
I might own Troy on
DVD.
Ed. Tell me, what is going on in the world of sports this week besides a newest true Laker being minted, the great Luka Doncic?
Exciting news. The NFL is deciding to move to the 1990s because they're considering measuring first downs electronically in the 2025 season. There's still,
Insane.
there could be a key play on Sunday. And there's going to be 3 men.
Yeah.
2 of them holding sticks with chains and another one with a stick that like sort of is
What is
official.
the stick? Yeah.
And they have the technology because they love to tout, oh, next gen stats say the ball traveled here and there was this. There's a chip in that ball.
Yeah. RFID chip. Now, do you need a chip in both the noses of the ball? What do you call that? The points of the football?
I'm sure the
middle?
technology exists that if you put it in the middle of the ball, they can say exactly.
It
They know.
explodes out. Yeah.
Technology is way beyond what we're comprehending here. And they're still using a guy with sticks and chains.
The most bet on thing that exists. Look, I know they use it as a way to fix it for Patrick Mahomes because that's their golden boy. And
that spot against the Bills.
That spot.
Everybody's like,
come on.
I think he got it.
Come on.
Who can know? Who can know if he got it?
He sure as fuck looked like he got it. Forward progress.
But how could we possibly know? How could we never know?
It's the guy, we got a length of chain, Ed. That's how we could know. A guy with a length of chain. Another guy goes right here, and then the guy with the length of chain goes out to where the guy said, and then he.
Oh, where'd you say right here? No, like
right here,
3 inches here. What?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's great. It's great. Yeah. No, officiating. Look, if you're gonna go all in, go all in. You know, and NFL has kind of fixed the review. Because the review used to, not everything's reviewable, but the shit that is reviewable, it used to take forever for them to review shit. And now it's done more quickly and there's a challenge system and whatever. It's better than it used to be.
But like half the things that should be reviewed, they're like, there's no way we could review that. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he blew his whistle. He blew it dead. Guy blew it dead.
Sorry.
He's still running and he's in the end zone. Turns out it was a fumble. Well, blew it dead. Not our fault.
My bad. No big deal. I'm sure you can score a touchdown next play.
Put the chip in the ball. Because look, a lot of times when they're diving for the corner of the end zone and they kind of like wave it across the pylon doesn't move and they're like touchdown. Well, only if there was a way to know. And that RFID chip would tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is under investigation in a federal sports betting probe. And it comes down to the thing that's downed several guys lately. It's the player props.
Stop it.
Like we get irregular activity on Terry Rozier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, guys, it is such an easy thing to tease guys with.
Yeah.
Because you could be like, hey, you can control if you have 6.5 points or not.
Yeah.
Just
it's insane because it's not like there's still guys making 78 grand in the NBA and having to sell Buicks in the off season to make ends meet.
Right.
Like Terry Rozier probably makes.
I have no idea if it's true or not, but
yeah,
every year you're going to see there's enough guys that aren't smart enough to know that they can't do this, but they know when there's irregular betting activity.
It's easy to know.
So the reality is you cannot allow, if you're the NBA and you want to protect your product, you say, we can't have player props. You can't.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's not up to them though, right? I mean, you can bet on anything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like rookie orientation. You got to be like, look, we have people dedicated to monitoring player props.
Yeah.
You're going to get caught.
Nobody's betting on, what was the brother's name? Jonte?
Porter.
Jonte Porter. He's out of the league. He probably can't even get a game
never
in
gonna
the
play in the league again.
You know, like it's over for him. And he was a big man. You know, he could have made $3-4 million a year till he was 40. But he had to, you know, he had to bet on himself.
And he did, it was nothing, right? It was like less than 50 grand or something.
Yeah. This Terry Rozier, remember we just
he was actually a decent player, not like all-star, but like a decent has had a decent career.
Yeah, remember we talked about him not that long ago. He was dipping it with a porn star pregame. He was getting his pregame nut.
That's right.
Terry Rozier declined to answer questions Friday about the investigations by federal prosecutors into unusual betting patterns surrounding his play in a game when he was with the Charlotte Hornets. Oh, he's not on that team anymore? Oh, he's now on the Heat. Rozier.
So this was like, I think, a year and a half ago.
2023. So. Rozier, now with the Miami Heat, is linked to the same probe that led to former Toronto Raptors player Jonte Porter being banned. Oh, it's the same thing. So this is what happens. This is one.
So when Porter got nailed, if he did it, he must have been like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Terry Rozier told me to do it. This is like Steven Headache Smith back in the day. Steven, you know, a bettor gets to these guys and says, you just got to do it once. But it's never once. It's a bunch of times. They do it over. It's some guy hanging out at a deli by Ed's house, has links with these dudes. He's got a velour tracksuit on, and you know, he talks to these guys and talks them into doing shit. Sadly no longer with us, Dolomite D. He's got a system with the player props, and it's the over on like 3 of Nikola Jokic's stats every night, points, rebounds, and 3-pointers, I think. And he gets paid almost every night with this guy because he's so fucking good.
So he's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But the Knicks beat him Thursday, Friday night.
Oh, Lakers kicked the shit out of the Knicks the other night. What happened?
OG Anunoby got hurt, and it was a 3-point game entering the fourth quarter. And then the Knicks weren't playing well, but like once he got hurt, it was bad. But anyway.
Yeah. Jokic.
The game before that, I think the Knicks stomped the Nuggets, or like maybe a couple games before that.
Yeah.
And Jokic is amazing, like top 5 player of our lifetime.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, watching that dude, he's miserable out there.
He doesn't like it.
So I really wouldn't be surprised. You know how people like a shocking announcement? If he's like, yeah, I'm going to go ride horses back home. Like he looks so unhappy. And I'm not saying because the Knicks won. Like I'm saying minute 3 of the game, he's just like,
yeah, and
they chucks up a 3 and it goes in, but like he looks miserable.
Yeah, they're like,
I just realized what happened.
What?
I was wondering why it looks so dark. I don't have my ring light on, and now it's about to be too bright. Ready?
Oh, that's better.
That was.
Do you have a different lighting setup because the room is more well lit than it was?
Yeah, I don't.
Normally is.
I'm so bad with knowing what to do, but yeah,
fine.
It's like, why am I so dark? But yeah,
it's great. I love it. Okay, Terry Rozier. What else is going on, Ed?
Oh boy,
tell me.
Terry Rozier.
Oh my God.
Is one thing. Another thing is Ravens kicker Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
The accusations of disturbing sexual misconduct is up to 10 massage therapists. A Deshaun Watson situation. Yeah. And I saw some tweets from like 2021 saying, dude, Justin Tucker's banned by 2 Baltimore massage therapies, and he's a premature ejaculator. Like, and timestamp from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. And so like, it's just coming out like on like people pressing charges or whatever, lawsuits. But like people dug up tweets from several years ago where it's out there that he's been banned. It's confirmed that he's been banned by places. And I think it's up to 9 or 10.
Three more massage therapists allege Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker engaged in inappropriate sexual behavior during massage sessions. The allegations follow a report. Okay. Tucker released a statement. Okay. The 3 massage therapists all worked at the same men's spa in Baltimore. I mean, this is a Jack Shack. Like you can go get jerked off, but the problem is these guys get off on when they don't want to do it.
Right.
It's the forcing of it's the getting them to submit that they're into. The 3 massage therapists all worked at the same spa in Baltimore. An attorney for the spa owner told publication that the owner had not previously. Okay. Each of the encounters with Tucker allegedly took place between 2012 and 2016 at high-end spas in the Baltimore area. Tucker moved to the region in 2012, undrafted free agent. I want to hear about what he asked for. The banner, okay. First 6 women to spoke to news, kept anonymous. 5 accused Tucker of requesting that they massage his pelvic region or inner thighs while he had an erection. So disturbing. Then proceeded to expose his genitals by moving sheets laid over him. 2 claimed that Tucker brushed them with his exposed penis, and 3 said that he left a large wet spot on their massage tables.
Oh, wait a second. I think I sent this to you. My buddy sent it to me. A quote that if the father of the masseuse doesn't want to hear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that?
I gotta find it. Yeah, keep reading. I'll find it. I'll find
it. She knew what cum was or something.
She's like, I've dated men. I know what semen looks like. That was semen. And you're like, oh.
Ooh, yeah.
That woman's dad is like, yeah, I get it. In theory, you know that they know what it is. You just don't want to hear your little girl. Like, look, trust me. I've been around men. I know what semen looks like. You're like,
2 claimed that Tucker brushed them with his exposed penis, and 3 said that he left a large wet spot on their massage tables that they, quote, strongly believed to be ejaculate. Ed, the noun form of ejaculate is just so aggressive.
Yeah,
like, it is. Tucker said it didn't happen. The allegations of the Baltimore Banner article about me are unequivocally false. Throughout my career as a professional athlete, I've always sought to conduct myself, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look, kickers are
like, that's a very PR.
Yeah.
It's a very PR answer. And look,
yeah,
maybe he didn't do it, but much like the Kaz, much like Deshaun Watson, when you're starting to get different places that aren't connected saying the same things, it's tough. And he might have been the best kicker of all time.
Yeah.
He had a down year this year.
Oh, he's gone.
I don't believe we're going to see him.
Yeah.
I don't believe we're going to see him kick again.
No. Why? Well, like, why would you, when you can get just another good guy, you know, like that doesn't,
he had his worst year and he's probably in his late 30s, 40, like
the end.
Yeah. The end.
That's it for him. What else?
We got the Super Bowl this week.
Yeah. The big game.
Prop bet season, because really, who gives a shit about the Eagles versus the Chiefs?
It's really one of the most boring Super Bowls. It is kind of interesting because it's in New Orleans, so they can't saturate the field like they did in Arizona.
Good point.
Yeah. What are some ones that stick out on you?
Color of liquid poured on winning coach.
No,
the betting favorite.
Yeah. No, come on. Purple.
Purple?
No.
But it was purple last year.
Isn't it usually clear? Isn't clear usually the...
I think it's probably Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Who's like essentially Grimace.
He likes purple drink.
That's probably what he wants.
Yeah, he looks like he drinks a lot of it. That's for sure.
Super Bowl MVP mentions first in speech, the betting favorite.
Yeah. I mean, well, if it's Patrick Mahomes, he says God first every time, and it's going to be him. So that's actually,
he's that kind.
That's actually take the chalk there, right?
Come on, where's the anthem? Let's see.
Oh, I love the anthem.
What apparel will Drake wear on Super Bowl Sunday? He's not going to be at the Super Bowl. It's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, but maybe Drake
just won the Grammy for the song calling him a pedo.
I know, but now, halftime show. Will Kendrick Lamar mention Drake? No.
Well, does directly mention him or doing Not Like Us, They Not Like Us, which is about Drake?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the NFL's so buttoned up, but that song's a huge hit.
It just won the Grammy for best song.
I know.
What will happen to the price of...
Yeah.
Bitcoin during the game. Does the price move up or price move down?
Oh, that's a pretty good bet. That would be
Yeah,
fun. God
it's
or Jesus. Yeah.
Will any player propose on the field after the game? Yes, plus 300. No, minus 450. This is set up for people to get in on the Kelsey, but I could actually see some rando proposing. Like
Yeah.
when the commies beat the Buccaneers,
Yep.
the special teams captain proposed to his girlfriend at the game. Like that happens
Yeah. Yeah.
when you think this is your big moment.
Saquon Barkley just proposed to his lady, so you lost out on that one. I saw that.
Did he?
Yeah, I just saw that
Hmm.
he's gotten engaged.
Allegedly. I know someone that wasn't that woman that
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
allegedly
What? Athletes? Oh,
yeah, thirsty.
it's got some big legs.
First TV advertisement, is it the two co-favorites, Booking.com versus GoDaddy?
What? Now
What do you
that's
think?
interesting. Why wouldn't it be Bud Light? Like,
Booking.com has been really pumping the but GoDaddy, I feel like that's a 10 years ago type.
it is. Yeah. Remember they had like a big Danica Patrick spot or something that was like, ooh, Danica Patrick. And you're like, oh, yeah, she's kind of hot for a race car driver. She's not Super Bowl commercial hot. Like, calm down.
Exactly. How many times will Goodell be shown during the broadcast? Over or under 1.5?
But
Over.
see, he has control over that, right? Like, he can tell the network, like, don't, he can make it known, hey, don't cut to me. You could show me once or something, right? Like, he runs the league.
He could control it.
Yeah.
But if he fixes these bets, he's getting paid like 50, 60 a year for
that's true.
doing nothing.
That's true.
I don't know.
I don't see the anthem. Who is singing the anthem? Do we know? They pre-record the anthem, by the way.
Remember when we got fucked by the John Batiste is the he's
never heard of him.
He was Stephen Colbert's like band leader. I don't know what kind of music. He was like big band for like a late night, but 120.5 seconds is the over under.
That's tough because I think it usually goes like a long one's like 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and a short one's like under 2 minutes. So that's like right in there.
Last year opened at 84.5 before being moved to 89.5. So 120.5.
Wow. Well, that's short. Oh, was that was no.
I thought it was that Chris
Stapleton, but I think that was two ago. But maybe that was last year.
Will a player or coach cry during the anthem? Yes, minus 670. No, plus 420.
So hard.
Chris Jones cried during like the divisional round, and you're like, buddy,
stop it.
You're a great player, but like the Chiefs they win the divisional round every single year. What are you crying for?
What is it? Because it's the anthem? Get the fuck out of here with the anthem. Calm down on the anthem.
It's a bad song.
Yeah. Coin toss. We always go tails with that, of course. Never fails.
Yeah. I don't know. This one, I've said this before. I'm really just not feeling it. This Super Bowl.
No, I don't think anybody is. Look, we've had enough of the Chiefs.
We saw this Super Bowl like 2-3 years ago. The same exact Super Bowl.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I feel like it's going to be the same. Like Mahomes is he's that guy. And also for some reason, the Chiefs never get holding penalties in the playoffs or Super Bowl. And it's like he's
like an NBA player who knows how to like draw fouls.
Yes,
he gets tapped and he dives out of the way. Like
he's good.
I get he's good at his craft, but it's not fun to watch.
I agree with you. AJ Brown anytime touchdown plus 160. Is that good? Is that a good bet?
They try to run it in all the time.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs defense is very good. Yeah. So I like their defensive front, maybe like because it's it's either that stupid tush push, which should be outlawed
Yes.
because it's rugby. It's
It
not
is.
fun to watch.
No, it's stupid.
Or Saquon.
Yeah.
But like if the Chiefs load the box, AJ Brown's pretty fucking good. But at the same time, like in the playoffs, he gets like 30 yards receiving because they just keep running and doing well.
Exactly. There's just not very much buzz around this Super Bowl. What we need is like somebody to get arrested or something the next couple days, because that would
Fingers
be fun.
crossed. Or, arrest. How about, was it Barrett Robbins, the Raiders guy who broke into a jewelry store in Mexico or some shit?
Yeah. He got off his meds or something. Very sad.
Yeah.
Okay, no emails or voicemails, Ed. So let's talk about some things that are not sports.
Well, it's time for non-sports segment on the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. Non-sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Non-sports segment. Oh.
Ed, what is going on in the world of things that are not sports?
Okay, we've been doing this show for over a decade.
Right.
I've read lots of stories. This is the biggest lie I think I've ever read. Ringo Starr says he's never eaten pizza in his life. There's no Is it possible for someone to have not eaten pizza in their life?
I would say no. He's one of those big vegan dudes, right? Like,
I get it, but you don't tell me he wasn't fucked up at 17 years old and eating that bad British pizza from the 60s or whatever, 50s. Like, I believe it if he said, I haven't had a slice of pizza in 35 years. Sure. Yeah. Like, he's made choices then. You can't tell me you didn't have pizza when you're 17.
Like this, Ed, ask me the last time I chewed a piece of gum.
Yeah, when did you last have gum?
1998.
I believe that.
Yeah. So I have had gum in my life, but I determined I don't like gum. I don't want to chew. It makes my jaw sore. It makes my stomach hurt. I don't fuck with gum.
I know it is shocking to people when I say I don't drink coffee.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
I did have coffee.
You didn't like it.
Decided I didn't like it. And I am like such an outlier that I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
But I didn't say I've never had coffee in my life.
You tried it.
Like I have had coffee.
Yes.
I just don't like it. But that's weird about me. But it would be a lie if I said I've never tried coffee.
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
No, there are people that don't like, that is, there are people that don't drink coffee. Never, like, pizza's so fucking good.
If everyone I talk to, it's in the rotation. If you said, what's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Like, because, it's always pretty good. It can be great.
It's like,
but it's always right. It's like sex.
Yeah.
At worst, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Even just a fucking regular slice of cheese, like, give it over. Like, I will fuck with that. Ringo Starr says he's never had one of the most popular foods in the world. Cuisine he once promoted.
Well, Pizza Hut commercial.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So I actually met a guy that worked with Ringo Starr, and he was saying he's a really cool dude, but that he doesn't shake hands ever.
And he won't sign anything, according to the Howard Stern clip. Peace and love. Yeah. Peace and love. I won't sign.
And he'll have people to his house, and he'll like have a dinner party at his house, and then he'll be like, because he's old as fuck, and in the middle of the party, when everybody's like hanging out, he'll be like, "All right, I'm going to bed. See you later," and he'll just fucking tell everybody to get the fuck out of his house, which I respect, Yeah,
he married a Bond girl.
Yes,
Catherine Bach.
Yeah, he's the oldest Beatle, and he looks pretty healthy. He's 84. 84 is old as fuck, and he looks great.
He does look good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's very healthy.
Yes. Yeah.
My quibble with him is in the early years of his life, nobody is 100% healthy from the jump.
No, I agree. Like, no. He's for sure tried cocaine.
Right.
Like if you've tried cocaine, you've tried pizza. They go hand in hand. Once the cocaine wears off, you get a little hungry. You're like, where's the fucking pizza? And your inhibitions are worn down where you're like, normally I wouldn't eat this, but I've been on cocaine all night. I would like some pizza now. I'm allergic to several items. And now that's bullshit too, because in the 50s, nobody was allergic to shit. Like
No.
you weren't allergic to food. There was no food allergies when this guy was a kid.
Well, some people just died, and they said, "Oh,
Whatever.
you know,
He did it.
it came down with consumption." They would just like say shit like that, but nobody was diagnosed with a food allergy in 1954.
No, with
He
pizza.
had pizza.
With pizza, you don't know what you're putting in it half the time, or the
No, it's
curry.
You know exactly. There's not that many ingredients to
dough,
pizza.
it's dough and sauce and cheese.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What? Eye of Newt. What are you putting in pizza?
Yeah.
Although I remember pizza, like British food or just food in England,
Yeah.
it has become a much more international, like especially the London area. There's just so much money. Wherever there's money, all of a sudden there's good food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When I studied abroad there in 1996, I remember pizza in London was like they put like corn on their pizza. There was like weird shit.
Yeah. Look,
But
they didn't know
now
the
you can
culture.
get there are several like good pizza chains. You can get good pizza there.
Yeah.
But even in like more provincial at times, they still had pizza.
Yeah.
It just wasn't great.
Yeah. No, he's had pizza. There's no way he hasn't had pizza. Come on. Yeah.
I wish we didn't even know about this guy anymore, but Jaden Smith arrived at the Grammys yesterday on the red carpet wearing a house on his head.
Why was he there? Like, what did
Why
he do?
was Kanye?
Did he
Why
do
did
music?
Kanye not get the invite?
Yeah.
But yet, Jaden Smith, who, as far as I can tell, hasn't done shit
Hasn't
for the
done shit.
music world.
Also, he's still 13.
His dad should be banned from all award shows for his behavior.
Awful. Closeted.
And he's wearing he's wearing a house on his head.
Like,
and again, he did it so people like us can talk about it. But like,
talking about it.
What does he do?
What does he do?
I remember he was in the Jackie Chan Karate Kid, and it was terrible.
Kung Fu. He wasn't even doing karate. He was doing Kung Fu, which is fine. Look, Kung Fu's badass, but you can call it the Kung Fu Kid. No, it's stolen valor. You're the Karate Kid. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a foam thing. It's kind of like
it's that stupid Met Gala type costume.
Yeah, it's like that dude at the Charger game with the lightning
bolt.
Yeah, Mr. Lightning Bolt, Barry Bolt or whatever. Like it's and also like he looks like a fool and he makes a real serious face the whole time. That's the worst part.
Right. You're not cool.
Yes.
If you're just a big goofball and you're like juggling while wearing a house on your head, you'd be like, oh, look, it's the clown prince of the Grammys.
No, you just look like an asshole. The head turning piece accompanied the icon. Oh, that must be a song that he does. Musicians, otherwise classic Louis Vuitton look. The 90 vocalist, that must be another song because it's in quotes. Vocalist latest ensemble comes as he stepped out more.
The son of the lamest rapper of all time.
Yeah. Yes. Look, like I'm not into the whole nepotism thing. I saw the Nirvana thing at the Fire Aid and they had Dave Grohl's daughter sing a song, and I'm like, oh, this is like, and then I watch it, and I'm like, she's kind of good. Like I was like, she did like. Yeah, obviously this is a Nepo baby type of situation, but like she has chops. She can really sing. Like this is pretty good. But like shit like this, like, it's just, he's being foisted upon us, like we're forced to suffer under the wrath of the Smiths. And I'm not here for it. Fuck the Smiths, all of them.
I want people to get a chance in life.
Sure.
And so the Nepo thing, I get where it sucks. But like, yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard is a good actress. Anybody who's seen that episode of Black Mirror with her in it,
good.
She's amazing.
The one where the points with the with your
great.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook allows you to live in certain communities and stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
But But she is technically Nepo, like
Yeah.
how she got it, but she's great.
She's great.
So it happens.
Sure.
It happens.
Sure.
Miley Cyrus,
Yeah.
very talented,
Sure.
way more talented than her dad.
Yep.
The door was opened by her shitty, achy breaky hard dad.
True. Yep. And
So it happens.
she had to suffer, with the Disney trauma. So who
Right.
knows what she's been through?
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep.
I don't know why it popped in my head.
Tell
I
me.
meant to bring it up at the start of last show.
What?
Recommendation for everyone.
Tell me.
I believe it's Prime. There's a documentary on the Tom Green show. Tom Green.
Oh, I did see that. Tom,
good.
He
It
leaves.
plays lots of clips of his time. I was happy to revisit the Tom Green.
I
era.
watched the trailer and I'm like, I could watch this, but I was on my way to put on something else, and I'm like, this is something I could watch. So thanks for reminding me, because I will watch that, because
it's
he's
good.
a real talent, and it's interesting because Jackass stole a lot of his shit. He was like a real innovator in that kind of in your face, everyman type comedy, and now everybody's doing stuff that Tom Green came up with first.
Yeah, and it shows his early Canadian college era when he did it, and then it shows the Tom Green show, and it was fun to revisit because I just haven't seen it.
Yeah,
and he's a talent, and I'm glad that there was I think he produced or directed it about himself, but it's great, and he deserves credit, and hopefully people who only think. And I love Jackass.
Yeah.
But I think that they started everything. Tom Green was an innovator.
Oh,
he deserves some credit. Watch it.
Maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV is when he takes his parents' car and he has airbrushed on the hood.
They show it.
Has airbrushed on the hood of a scene of two lesbians having sex, and then he wakes his dad up in the middle of the night and makes him come out to the garage so he can show him. And he's like, Tom, you've done it now. And he's like, what, Dad? They're in love. These women are in love. What's wrong? It's beautiful, Dad. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's fucking the funniest thing I've ever seen on TV.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's great.
Amazon river dolphins are flipping on their backs and pissing long streams into the air to send messages with aerial streams of urine.
Yeah.
Dolphins are assholes. They're
dicks. Yeah. They're pretty smart. You like them because they'll fuck up a shark, but then they'll come and try to rape you. They'll try to out.
Yeah, they love rapes.
Yeah, they love doing rapes, and they're pretty wide. They work together.
They're smart. They
smart.
They swarm and punish.
Yeah,
they swarm and punish.
Yeah, my buddy Matt, who's a lifeguard, sends me these videos of orcas where there's a
killer whales.
Yes, there's a up north here, by Santa Barbara. There's one of those oil rigs, and the guys working on the rigs, the orcas just hang out around the oil rig, and they murder the seals that come around there.
Oh, want to yeah, they see a platform they want to get to, and they're like, we're just gonna murder you.
Yeah, we're gonna, and they play with them. And he sent me one the other day where the seals swimming around, and you could see the orcas underneath, and then one of them just takes his tail and just goes boom, and just fucking punts the thing 40 feet in the air, where you could tell its brain is being scrambled in midair, and you're like,
concussed.
Yes, I'm like, that is a fucking savage animal. Very cool to watch. I don't know why they're pissing. They're definitely, they're letting people know, hey,
you're gonna do a riverboat tour here.
Yeah,
we're gonna shower you.
We're just gonna have a piss on you, and that's
they're smart assholes. They're like smart frat bros. That's what dolphins are.
They really are. That's a good one. Oh, Ed. They're you can see their dicks in the picture.
Yeah, it's serious streams.
Oh, I didn't know I guess I never really thought of how a dolphin pisses.
Yeah, and I gotta say, proportionally, the dicks are not super
No,
impressive.
yeah, it is, because a dolphin's could be like 400 pounds, right? Like,
Right, they're big boys sometimes,
yeah,
but yeah, they got a little pencil dick.
not much dick. And you figure they would need a lot of,
Zero girth. Zero.
no, very skinny. It's a finger. That looks like a finger dick and it's kind of pointy. But do they have to like roll underneath to get it in, or the lady dolphin has to be on
Right.
her back, right? They
I think
they
so.
fuck missionary
I think so.
or cowgirl.
I-
Dolphin girl.
The fin gets in the way of the
Yeah. Yeah. No, stuff.
yeah,
Stomach,
cowgirl. I can
belly.
see
Yeah.
cowgirl maybe.
Oh, no.
You see
Doggy
this thing
style.
like going like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it could be cowgirl.
you can't
You don't know what's
Kelsey
under the
style.
surface.
Yeah.
When you see the one perking
Yes.
up, maybe
Yes.
there's a
Fuck.
male dolphin under there.
Yeah, she's getting fucked 100%.
Finally,
Tell me.
plus size rapper. Her name is Dank DeMoss. Calls herself a BBW. She sued Lyft after a driver said she couldn't fit in his car. Now click on the link and
I've been
tell me if you feel for the driver.
so
Because, I just took a Lyft yesterday and had a chat with the guy, and I'm thinking, like,
did
this
you
guy's
ask about
grinding
Dave
it
Moss?
out.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
These Lyft drivers, they're
yeah.
just grinding out a living.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, I don't know how my shocks are going to do.
I heard my man Tim Dillon was talking about this, and I was like, "Oh, I wanna see about." Whoa!
Look at those legs. Look, maintaining a good weight is tough. We all struggle with it. She's not trying to maintain anything.
This actually,
She looks like in the clothes picture.
Yeah.
She looks like the Michelin Man.
she is a.
You scroll down where she's with her attorney. What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, her attorney's got big Chiefsaholic attorney vibes. Like, this guy did not go to a legitimate.
Ladies and gents, we're at the 5-yard line in life, and BBW is gonna punch it in.
I mean, she is she is too big for that. She's too big. Look, and I'm not here to shame.
If you're driving a Camry and
Too big.
DeMoss shows up, you're like, no.
She needs to be in a Suburban. She needs a
Right. If she did Uber XL.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. She needed Uber XL. It reminds me because I was talking. I don't know if you're aware. I think you are aware that our long national nightmare is over, and Den of Thieves 3 has been greenlit, and it's in pre-production now. And they're gonna. And I was wondering aloud during Bonus Bri that since O'Shea was more than 300-pound cat burglar in the first one, that maybe for the next one he just continues on like a Walter Hudson like streak until he's so
for the stunts.
Yes. Yeah.
But for the stunts, maybe they say you're a little too big for this. We're going to bring in someone smaller like Dank DeMoss.
Maybe they make a love story between O'Shea and Dank DeMoss. We could get her a job. So yeah, maybe there is some type of synergy there with the new Den of Thieves 3, or it could go the other way where he gets on the Zempies and gets real.
And he looks like a deflated balloon version of himself.
Yeah, real slim down. We'll see. Okay, that's it for this week. Hold on. Let's fucking cue up the song here. Let's do it right, Bri. This week we talked about the Super Bowl props. Talked about Bonus Bri, Den of Thieves 3, Bianca Censori, our new favorite. So many things going on. So happy to do it. We will come back and do it again next week for Ed Daily. My name is Brian Becker. This has been episode number 561 of the Ball Lifestyle Podcast. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.
BLS, hell yes, the Lifestyles Baller podcast getting bigger and
Dank DeMoss. I'm gonna have nightmares of that one.
See you, brother.
Bye.